Hello, Commander. The counteroffensive has been successful, and we have captured the enemy SBU soldier, the shadow banning unit soldier from the YouTube shadow banning battalion, who kidnapped Mary and her little lamb. I have imprisoned him at the like button. Do what you think is fit. Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 97 for the 31st of May, the last day of May. So we are already now in 1st of June, so nothing to celebrate about. That's 31st of May. So anyway, so let's start off with Ukraine, Kiev. So the Ukraine forces in Kiev is reportedly fortifying Kiev again. So they are expecting an offensive from the Russian troops. So this is corroborating my suspicion, and also Ukraine's own suspicion that the Russians may actually go for Kiev again. Reopening the northern theater, so they are already now preparing for it by fortifying and probably entrenching themselves in Kiev. So this is from the Russian sources. And so on cross-border shelling, we have Severodonetsk getting hit again by artillery fire from the Russian side. So is this city just next to Russia? Is right at the border. It looks pretty decent, looks pretty nice. Anyway, and then there is also an airstrike on Bilopilia. So according to the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, they say it's a missile strike from a Sukhoi 35. So that's oddly specific. So, and then however, the Ukrainians also did their own shelling. They reportedly have shelled Severodonetsk, which is in the Belgorod region. So, so is this little village here? I'm not sure why is it so specific. Must be this village, and the way how the Russian source describe it is also rather funny. They say the armed forces for Ukraine dealt another blow to the village of Severodonetsk in the Belgorod region. So I wonder what kind of blow is that. Kinky. So now let's go to the Odessa Front. And according to the Russian sources, they reported that 5 different vessels, reportedly Gregory Kuropyatnikov, Balaklava, Crimea, Nikolaev, and Odessa. 5 vessels, and these are probably small vessels, Coast Guard kind of patrol craft type, I believe. I haven't went to search exactly what kind of type are they, and they are equipped with manpads, probably stingers, to kind of protect the coastline between Odessa and Zatoka. So they probably also outraged about the oppression on this bridge here. So hashtag bridge life matters. So moving on to the southern front. On the southern front, if you have watched the quick update I have just uploaded, you probably already know what I'm going to say. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense in their yesterday's operational information reported this. In the south Bak direction, which is the southern front, the enemy defend and mines the coast of the Ingolets River, which is this river here, in areas of possible actions of Ukrainian troops. So they are now fighting a counter battery fight, which is a artillery battle, and the Russian forces airstrike using their air force, obviously, in the area of the settlement of Davidiv Brid. So this statement is weirdly vague, and how I interpret it is that the entire offensive, as per I have already mentioned previously, have entirely collapsed. So there is the furthest the Ukrainian offensive went was only at Bruskinsky, and since then all the forces have been destroyed or fought back, and they have all retreated back, probably to the Ukrainian side of the river. Then the Ukrainians after that tried a second offensive, which I reported in the previous update, in the previous summary, and that was also fought back. And this fought back is probably supported by the Russian Air Force. So the Russian Air Force actually get involved and broke this second offensive, which is why there is this report of Russian aviation involvement in this strike around Davidiv Brid. So currently I have listed this as a unclear status for Davidiv Brid. It can be Ukrainian, it can be Russian, but my inclination is that this is actually Russian hell now, and that the Ukrainians have lost this town as well, and they have lost the entire offense. So they are entirely over on the other side of the river, which is why there is this description of the Russians defending and entrenching themselves along the river against possible advance and actions from the Ukrainian side. So this is a corroboration of the Russian narrative that the entire Ukrainian offense around Davidiv Brid have been entirely broken. So this is a corroboration. And we have a second piece of corroboration coming from the 18th Battalion of the 35th Brigade. So the 35th Brigade is actually a mechanized brigade, which is one of the units that was involved in this offensive that was firstly reported by the Russian sources, where the Russian sources actually announced quite a number of units involved. So I can go back to the old one. So in the old report, we can see that they actually mentioned 28th Mechanized Brigade, 25th Marine Brigade, and the 63rd Mechanized Brigade. So actually 3 units, and we are now talking about the 31st Marine Brigade. So it's actually not a mechanized, probably mechanized, probably. So these guys made a video and sent it to the public, and they want the public to put pressure on Kyiv to withdraw them from this battle zone, because they view, so they are actually stationed here currently, Berezhnihorvate or Berezhnigovatoye. So they're currently here, and they say that they have been thrown in as cannon fodders, and their losses have amounted to over almost 100 people in 4 days. 4 days is just nice the entire length of this offensive thus far, in the direction of Bostro Atokovo, which is actually Velike Atakov. So this is where they actually made the crossing and they attack. However, the attack has failed and did not lead to any success or territorial acquisition. So they are now asking the public to put pressure on Kyiv to withdraw them from this front, and they are accusing their immediate superior for negligence and disregard for their life. So this is a very damning accusation, and this video has been also going viral on social media as well as in Telegram. So this is the second piece of corroboration that this entire offensive had failed, and so I can gladly push back this entire front line. So only leaving Davidiv Brid, which I just need a bit more confirmation of this the failure to even hold this town here, but I believe it's likely to have failed. Let me pull this here, so maybe it's a bit more accurate. They are currently here since anyway. Yeah, so now it looks like a lake. Yeah, one lake here. So in terms of the offensive in the north, in the Kyiv region, other than the capture of Mykolaiv previously, there is no more updates in terms of this offensive. Probably it's failed, and the entire offense has been abandoned. We will continue to monitor, but currently there's no more updates in this region, which is suspicious. Very similar to what happened in Bruskinski, where there was this excitement about this offensive, and then suddenly there's no more news. So likely to be the same situation where the offensive had already grind to a stop. Moving on to Zaporizhzhia Line, there is no updates. There is only some exclamation of progress around Hoyaipo or Kyiv. I'm not sure which one, which they did not mention any kind of capture. So they just say, great success. Then after that, then I realized that there's another information that they say great success because they successfully stopped the Russians. And so yeah, then they are very successful all over the place, right? Because they are holding up the Russians everywhere. So great success all around. Well done, Slava Ukraini. So going to Mariupol, at Mariupol, there is this video that came out yesterday, published probably by the Ukrainian side, of their daring helicopter operations into Mariupol and out. So I can show you this video. So I'm gonna watch this ad for them. Bye-bye. Okay, so you can see this helicopter, and I turn off the sound because I don't want any kind of copyright strike. And you can see the choppers flying really low. So people have been saying, during those days where we are talking about this infiltration, and people are saying that it's not possible, air defense is too advanced. No, there's no such thing. You can see the slope they are flying lower than the slope by the coast. So the air defense radar is not going to capture these helicopters. So interestingly, they are flying past the port area, and they actually land troops into Azovstal, right into the hell. Very funny. I find it hilarious that they actually send people to die. And then after that, they of course fly past the port area, and you can see the destroyed buildings around here, and very daring. And they continue to fly. I have geolocated this. This is exactly at the port area, and then they are now flying backwards. Very, very low altitude, which makes it air defense tracking or radar tracking of these helicopters really, really difficult. So this just now the feature that you saw is actually this. Towards the end of the video, which is actually this thing. So they actually flew past here, they flew down, and then they flew around here, and probably turned back along this entire coast and flew back all the way to Zaporizhzhia. So very, very brave pilots. A number of them died during this operation. So according to one of these translated this comment that did a translation, which this description was no longer in the description of this video. They said that they made a total of 16 flights, between 2 to 5 helicopter each. So 16 sorties. So that's quite a lot. Probably part of the reason why Azovstal managed to hold for a bit much longer, I guess. Anyway, moving on to the Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk Front, I have no updates in terms of the east side of Donetsk City. In the northern side of Donetsk City, there is the DPR, the Donetsk People's Republic, announced the capture of Novoselivka Druha, or Novoselivka Victoria. So this is interesting because they already announced this before, I believe. We have already reported the capture of Novoselivka Druha some time back, quite a long time ago. So not sure what is this supposed to mean. Anyway, so that's all for this place. There is oh no, that's all for the Russian side. But on the Ukrainian side, forces at Avdiivka actually launched an offensive towards Vasinovata. So which is this city east of Avdiivka. So according to the Russian source, the DPR forces have repulsed the attack of the Ukrainian forces near Yasinovataya, which is actually Yasinovata. So the they say the Ukrainians lost 40 soldiers and tanks. Just take it with a pinch of salt. But just know that the Ukrainians actually tried to launch an offensive, and this come exactly at the same time where they tried to launch an offensive from Oleksandropil towards Novobakhmutivka. So, however, this attack also seemed to have failed, where also another 40 soldiers is killed with 2 tanks destroyed and 1 IFV destroyed. But this is of course take a pinch of salt. All these numbers are usually not very accurate. But similarly, just know that there is an offensive by the Ukrainians, and it's coordinated. They are both launched on the same day. There is no update in terms of around New York, Urivka, and moving all the way north to Bakhmut. There is fighting reported on the outskirts of Bakhmut, which means the Russian forces are pushing probably from Klyinov towards Bakhmut, and they are fighting on the outskirts. They are not in the city yet, just outside. What else? Moving, there is no changes in terms of all this location. No updates. There is fighting at Vrubivka. So previously, the report from our side is that the Russians are clearing up Vrubivka. So that turned out to be wrong. The clearing up is taking forever. Apparently, there is a serious entrenchment around Vrubivka, and the fighting continue to rage on over there. There is no news in terms of Komishuvaka. So the claim that from the Chechens that they have captured 90% probably is not that accurate. And I mentioned this forest just on the rear of Komishuvaka is going to make it really hard to capture this town. You have to capture the entire forest area as well in order to secure the town. So the town is actually double in size. This is at the other side. Probably elves are living inside there, helping to fight. So that's all for the this Popasna Front or the Bear Pig Front. And at the London Olympic logo, Herske and Zolote, there's not much news regarding this area, which is kind of weird. There's always no news in this region. There's fighting reported at Mirna Dolina on the, as well as Utisnivka. There's fighting reported now. Apparently, it's from the Russian sources, and it sounds like Mirna Dolina is still not captured. So we will take note and see if I need to correct the front line, because the way how they put it, that sounds like the Russians did not capture this town. What else? I think I missed something. Did I miss something? Okay, maybe not. It's okay. Let's moving on to the north of Luhansk Front. The latest video that came out from Severodonetsk is that the Chechen forces visited the SBU building in Severodonetsk. So, or some people told me this is Severodonetsk. So at Severodonetsk building, SBU building, which is here, I have, of course, again do a 1 kilometer radius around it. So now we can kind of confirm the capture around this area. And if we believe that the Ukrainians are unlikely to be in this salient, you know, this finger that is trying to, you know, pinch this area, you know, this is like a thumb, this is like a finger. So if these fingers are Russian controlled, then we are talking about 70% of the city has been captured by the Russian forces. So but however, we are probably not going to see some video footages here, because I don't think there's any interesting things for them to shoot over there. Probably only the hospitals around here. But we shall see as we go on. Let's be patient about this. But my assessment is 70% of the city is now captured, this line. So anything will be on this side of this line is probably all Russian now. There's this nitric acid explosion again. Not sure why there's so many nitric acid explosions all over Ukraine. So this one is inside Severodonetsk. There is a video taken by Ukrainian soldiers from an entrenched position around here. That where they took this video of this explosion, this red color smoke going up into the sky. Probably so the Ukrainians say the Russians shelled that chemical tank and caused the explosion. So my question is, why would the Russians slow down their own progress? Because this nitric acid will mean that this entire area will be danger to human health, and they will have to slow down their advance through the city because it might be hazardous for them. So yeah, the Russians bombed the tank that will slow down their own progress. Seems as totally logical to me. That is sarcasm in case you didn't catch it. So that's that. There is, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. According to War Gonzo, there is fighting reported near Lysychansk. So helicopters from the Russian Air Force repelled a counter-offensive by the Ukrainians near Lysychansk. So apparently it seems like from this area, the Ukrainians tried to move towards Severodonetsk, and they got thwarted. The helicopters, including Russian forces and special force of the Rosgvardia, as well as militia from the Luhansk People's Republic, stopped the counterattack near Lysychansk. And so that's an interesting thing, because we haven't reported Russian forces to be around this area yet, but they are able to stop an offense from Lysychansk towards Severodonetsk. And this is reported by War Gonzo, so they are really confident about this information. So yeah, I'm just going to report it to you. Let's go to Izyum Front. On the Izyum Front, no update on the Rahorodok, no update on Shuvrov. There is fighting reported at Yarova. So finally, the Russian forces have arrived within Yarova village itself, or town, and their fighting is within it. So according to Syriac maps, they reported that the Russian and DPR forces had control most of Yarova. There are also other sources saying that Yarova has been captured by the Russians, but I don't want to jump ahead of myself yet, so I'm not going to report it as such. I'm just going to report it as fighting at Yarova. There is also rumors. There's also some information saying that there is fighting at the suburbs of Bohorodashny and Sviatohursk, on the suburbs, but I'm not sure where exactly it is, so I don't want to indicate that for now until I have more information. So there is fighting at Dohemke, and the rest I'm not so sure. I know there's fighting at Dohemke. Some Ukrainian sources say the Russians, I believe it's the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So they say that some of the troops and vehicles are sent back to Izyum for repair or something. There is this rumor also that Velika Komishuvaka has been recaptured by the Ukrainian forces. I personally don't believe this is true. I'm going to leave this question mark here for as long as it's needed until it is invalidated. So that's all from the Izyum Front. Oh, there's more. Sorry. MiG-29 shot down over Kramatorsk, and Sukhoi 25. I think this is reported already, but anyway, this is new. This Sukhoi 25 that is shot down over Sahivka. So another Sukhoi 25 gone. Moving on to the Kharkiv Front. On the Kharkiv Front, Ukrainian Mi-8 is shot down over Kharkiv. And there is information that suggests that Lipsy is actually under Russian control. If this tweet goes back all the way to 28th of May, so the Russians have been controlling Lipsy since then. There is no other updates in terms of the fighting, except that there is a fighting reported at Sosnivka. There's an offensive by the Russians from Kozacha Lopan probably towards Sosnivka. So according to preliminary information, the Ukrainian units suffered losses and they have retreated. But this is according to them. There is no information showing that the Russians had captured Sosnivka yet. So what else did I miss? That's all. So that is the summary for the day of 97 for the 31st of May. And if you find this useful, please press the like button. This is really important to help the channel to grow, to reach out to more new viewers. And of course, you can also help to share this in your social media or to your friends and contacts. They might be interested in the Ukraine war. And I'll see you in the next update.